Welcome, welcome back to this channel. This is Unfiltered Forex with me, Clemens, and I am here for the weekly recap for the week ended August 4th. Now, let's go. Monday, July 31st, we got the Europe CPI. This is a preliminary release, meaning it's it's a trailer before the actual release. Yeah, the actual release will come, I think, in 2 weeks, in a week or two, I think. Yeah. On Tuesday, we got the Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate decision, and they decided to pause again. Looking at this one, this is the second time they have paused the rate for the Australian dollar. And if I'm being honest, this is just weakness. This is just weakness for this currency. Yeah, the Australian dollar. Yeah, you shouldn't expect to see much strength there, especially the out Australian dollar versus US dollar. Shouldn't shouldn't expect to see any strength there. Yeah. Moving on Tuesday we got the Tuesday also we got the ISM manufacturing PMIs reading of 46.4, and yeah, ISM manufacturing price index. This is a component of the PMI, got 42.6, slightly below the estimate, and above above the previous reading. This of course means you can expect inflation, the month-over-month readings, to be somewhat higher than estimates, or just, yeah, you can expect that. JOLTS job openings also 9.5 million. These jobs numbers, the ISM manufacturing employment index, and job openings, the ADPs, the jobless claims here on Thursday, and even ultimately the NFPs on Friday. Talked about that in a separate video already. The link is popping up somewhere. And then, of importance now is looking at, yeah, we can skip Wednesday, the ADP, that 324K slightly above there. This is high above the estimate of 189K, and the previous number you can see was revised downwards. On Thursday, we got the Bank of England interest rate decision, 5.25%, a hike of 25 basis points. Then, initial jobless claims according to estimates, the first time in a while, by the way. Then, the services PMI, services prices PMI index was at 56.8, very high compared to the estimates and also higher than the previous one. This, of course, means you can expect inflation to be stubborn. This means, yeah, inflation is expected to be stubborn. Also, there was an employment index in the ISM manufacturing PMI, non-manufacturing PMI, sorry, and yeah, in the NFP video, all that it has been debunked there. Talked about all that there. Well, as you can see, that's quite over for the week. This week was a big week for employment numbers, and I have already talked about that in a separate video. Moving on, this was also a big earnings week. Yep, major earnings that were released this week were Amazon and Apple. This is where all the heat was, and these two stocks really contributed to the price action on Friday on, of course, the stocks in stock market in general, and of course the stock market indices. These two stocks really were a big contributing factor to that. Let's look at looking at Apple's earnings. Apple pretty much beat estimates, but yeah, Apple shares were down 1.7% in pre-market trading Friday after the iPhone maker reported its third consecutive quarterly sales drop, even though fiscal year third quarter results topped estimates. Yeah, they beat estimates. iPhone revenue, which makes up nearly half of total revenue, fell to 39.67 billion from 40.67 billion a year earlier, missing estimates of 39.1 billion. So you can see there There was a miss in iPhone revenue, and that's part of the reasons why the stock collapsed. And revenue overall total 81 billion, better than the 81.73 consensus, but down from 83 billion a year. Wait, something is not right here. We'll look at that later. Strength in Apple services business helped offset the soft iPhone sales. Revenue from Apple News, Apple TV, and iCloud, among other service units, grew to 21.21 billion from 19.6 billion a year earlier, ahead of the estimates of 20.76 billion. So in general, these were these numbers. Yeah, the services sector. This is the only place where the numbers were good. All other sectors, sales of iPhone sales, Mac sales, other product sales, they just dropped year over year, and that's why the stock just falling. As for its bottom line earnings per share came to $1.26, also topping estimates for $1.19. Regarding the iPhone softness in the earnings call, CFO Luca Maestri said the company expects iPhone and services performance to accelerate from the June quarter year over year. Also predicted more double-digit declines in Mac and iPad sales, particularly on the Mac due to difficult comparison versus the prior year. As you can see, this is some form of guidance the CFO was giving here. More double-digit declines in Mac and iPad sales. So yeah, that's part of the reason why the stock really took a hit during the pre-market and even at market open. AMD sleeps on concerns around AI exuberance at AMD. Let's not, let's not talk about this one for now. My main concern here was Apple. Apple's earnings releases. Another significant company we're going to talk about is Amazon. Amazon sales boomed on strong demand in second quarter for its wide range of products from fast delivery for Prime deals to ads, fueling a massive jump in profit from a year ago. Sales grew 11% to 134.4 billion. That's an increase from 121.2 billion in the second quarter of 2022. The number exceeded analysts' expectations of 131.4 billion revenue, which is big. This is a big deal. The stock surged nearly 10%, and after trading, Amazon stock has since risen 52% year to date, one of a handful of tech stocks that have helped power the market higher this year. Company's profits jumped sharply compared to this quarter last year. This is the year-over-year change. Its net income was 6.7 billion in the second quarter compared to a net loss of $2 billion in the second quarter of 2022. Yeah, that was big jump. It soared past Refinitiv analysts' predictions of 3.592 billion in earnings. Yeah, so you can see this was double, almost double. Yeah, this is almost double the estimate. Yeah, this is almost double the outcome. The net income was almost double the estimate. This is why Amazon stock really shot up. Investors were closely watching customer spending in both cloud and retail markets. On the retail side, CEO Andy Jassy said in a statement that the company is able to save. Okay, let's not go deep into the detail. Let me just go to the charts. Here we are. As you can see, this is the Apple stock price, and yeah, it was down almost 5%. After that, ugly picture in the sales, in device sales, and yeah, some kind of weak. I call that some weak guidance on sales of Mac and iPad sales meant you're seeing them worsening in the coming quarter. So yeah, Apple stock down 4%, almost 5%, and this is what dragged down the entire market. As you saw, as you remember, the US 30, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, all of those ones down pretty bad. Amazon here tried holding on to gains, was kind of not possible. Yeah, you can see here Amazon closed the day up 8%. It was up over 10% before Apple started falling, and yeah, the sell-off, of course, is spread into this stock and kind of wiped out some of that impulse. Still, Amazon has been a big winner this earnings season. Apple taking a big L. Going to wait and see what the next earnings season has in store for us. Something else I should look at though is this. Yeah, if you look at the components of the S&P 500, top companies by weight, number one is Apple and number three is Amazon. That's why these two companies, their earnings releases had a very big effect on the whole index in general. If we go to Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, it's the same story. Apple number one, Amazon number three. This is the companies whose earnings really had a really big effect on this index as a whole. Yeah, that was it for this video. I don't think there's something else I should talk about. Have a lovely weekend or day, and just, yeah, thanks for watching.